Well, hello, my Jedi friends. I have decided to do a live stream today. And this is the first time I've decided to try it on my laptop rather than my mobile phone. So this is going to be wantonly experimental. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know how it happens. In fact, I'm looking at the screen wondering how it all works. And I guess I'll just wing it as I go along. So today is really we are at a critical point. You know that we've had the Lionsgate portal that was on Friday. We had the full moon last night on the Saturday, and today is is amplification day. So it's a high energy vibe time for all of us right now. And I just decided that in order to keep you in the right vibe, it's really important during this period to keep your vibe high. Now, for people that are sensitive to energy, it's easy for people to get your vibe low or for your vibe to go lower. But it's so important over this period to keep your vibe high, even if you've got some challenges. So this is just a little reminder to keep your vibe high. And this whole stream is going to be about keeping your vibe high. Keep your vibe high, my Jedi friends. And that is why we're here. That's why we're here. So I've decided that I would do this little thing. And as again, I love experimenting. I was doing it on my mobile phone. But the truth be known, my Jedi friends, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. And I probably should be wearing glasses. So reading the screen and the comments was a bit of a challenge. I was squinting and looking for the comments, but I could read them just about. But again, let's see how it goes today. So I don't know how this is going to vibe. I don't know if this is going to be as good as I did when it's a vertical live, a live vertical or whatever that is. And I've done stuff on StreamYard before, but again, that's a different set of challenges. So I figured that I would test. It's all about testing. And on the last couple of streams, I've had a couple of people come on and say, I want to do live streaming. I want to go for it. I want to start doing this myself. And I've told them the same thing. Just do it. That's what I'm doing today. Just do it. Just to experiment. If it goes wrong, it doesn't matter. In fact, ironically, the way that the world is wired, if you were to do a serious live stream, and it was to go completely wrong, you'd probably get more views because of it. So, on that regard, you can't really go very wrong if you just decide to go streaming. And there you have it. So, I say just do it. Now, I found out recently that you need 50 subscribers to start streaming. And I've been telling people just do it, just record videos, tell all your friends, tell your family, just get on there. And so I've started a little experiment, my Jedi friends. I've decided to put myself in the footsteps of all you lunatics that are going to start from scratch and start live streaming to get your first 50 followers. So I set up another channel yesterday just for fun, and I recorded a video, and I've called it Adam Shaw TV. And I said, look, help me out. I've been shadow banned. I want to start a channel and I want to start streaming. And I need 50 lunatics to jump on and help me out here. And I got a subscriber straight away. Somebody jumped in with my first video. I just started the channel from absolute scratch. Just started it from scratch, called it Adam Shaw TV. And somebody started subscribing. I woke up today. I'd released a couple of videos on the channel. I've got 5 subscribers. So from a standing start, I just wanted to prove that anyone can do this. That anyone can do live streaming. Let nothing get in your way. So if you've got the dream, if you've got a message, if you want to get something out there, if you want an alternative source of revenue, if you just want to be weird publicly, then just get on it. Just start it. Just do it. And the worst thing that you can do is go on and make a complete idiot of yourself because you may be a little bit socially awkward or for whatever reason, but people will love it. People will love it. I can tell you from being somebody in the world of public speaking that if you're a really great public speaker, people will you'll be memorable. But if you're a really bad public speaker, you'll be more memorable. So there you go. It's all good, friendly fun, my Jedi friends. So that's what this is about. So before I don't even know. I don't even know how the comments work on this. So it's all new to me. I'm playing with new technology today. So do drop in and say hi just to see if the chat actually works on this, or if I'm getting it. Because for those of you that just jumped on, this is my first time doing a live stream on my laptop rather than on my mobile phone. So I'm in the experimental zone. But until I get any interaction, let's talk about. Let me summarize this whole Lionsgate thing. Lionsgate, that's a film company, isn't it? Lionsgate. It's all about, get the lion gate. So we've had an energy portal. So let's just summarize it. There was an energy portal, the 8-8 energy portal, the Lionsgate energy portal. That was on Friday. Last night, Saturday, that was a full moon. And this is an aligned time for energy amplification. And very simply, whatever energy you're in will be amplified. So if you're in a great energy place, it will take it and it will absolutely be like a hyperdrive. It'll be a great time for manifestation, for putting good stuff out there. And if you're not in a good energy, if you're in a low vibe, then it will take you down. It will drag you down, my friends. It will drag you down the vortex. So this live, if you're on it now, this is an invitation to you to keep your vibe high. And I'm here to facilitate keeping your vibe high. And until I get any comments or even know whether the comments work or anything like that, let's take you through an exercise. If you're watching this now, and when we work with energy, it's timeless. I can create a time vortex. I know that sounds a little bit out there. But even if you're watching this on a catch up, it doesn't matter because we're creating an energy space, which is timeless. So this is an invitation for you to amplify your energy right here, right now. And you do that by grounding yourself. And to those of you that are new to energy, you ground yourself by imagining a ball. Well, there's loads of ways to ground yourself. I'm just going to give you one of many ways. Just imagine a ball of light at the center of the earth and imagine a cord coming from that ball of light to the base of your spine. And just by thinking about that, you're connected, you're energizing right here, right now. You are energizing, my Jedi friends. You're grounded. You're grounded. You're getting energy from the ground. And when we work with energy, everything starts with grounding. Everything. If you aren't grounded, it's going to go very badly wrong. You may not even realize it's going badly wrong, but that's where we start because that anchors us to the planet and what we're doing on here. So now that we've grounded ourselves to the planet, we're now going to energize ourselves from above. Now we can use the energy portal, the universal grid, the lion's gate, the universe, the sun, the moon, whatever is the most infinite source of energy above you that you perceive. Connect to that. And just imagine white light coming down through your head. So as you're watching this now, if you just followed those instructions, and you don't have to visualize it, you just have to follow it and allow yourself to do it, you're being energized now. So here we go. I've got some comments. Oh, I can see the comments. Obviously, my screen was covering all the comments, and I've only just seen them now. Oh, my word. Look, I've got loads of comments come up. So let's see who we got here. We've got in the studio with Lady Love. Oh, I love when you live stream. Let's get weird, mate. I'm all up for that. Lady Love, you know me. You know how weird this could go. Altug, my Jedi friend, is back. Hello, Adam. My internet is horrible today. I hope I won't disconnect. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, my Jedi friend. Thank you for joining me. Lady Love is back. I'm on the desire to be weird, publicly trained. Choo choo lol. Of course, it's a film company lol. And again, I'm about to ground in the shower. Love visualizing all that. Does not serve my highest good, washing down the drain as I manifest my highest vibrational timeline. Thank you for your service, love. Well, thank you, Lady Love. Thank you for joining the stream and getting weird with me, because you know how weird this could get. I'm just on a weird. It could go any way. We could go any way. So, for those of you that are, that didn't catch the start of the stream, I was talking about On each of my last two streams, I've had people come on and say, I want to do live streaming, I want to do it, I want to start a channel. And I say, do it, absolutely do it. And so I've decided to do an experiment just so that I can tell people that I remember what it's like. And I decided to start a channel from scratch, from absolute scratch. And it's more a backup in case I get taken down here, because I have found myself on the naughty step more times than I can even remember. So this is like a little insurance for me. I've set up another channel, my Jedi friends. It's called Adam Shaw TV. So I've created the Adam Shaw TV channel just to show people that any idiot can go on there. Any bald lunatic can go on there and get 50 subscribers. And I recorded a couple of videos just saying, look, help this guy out. Just subscribe. Let me stream. I promise I'll be as weird as you like. I'll go completely left field and I will report the news. So I am actually just going to go on and report the news. It'll be slightly different to this channel, which is really about energy. I've decided I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to talk about the stuff I want to until probably the way things are going in the UK, I could even be thrown in jail for doing that. You're not allowed to anymore. We're being banned. We are being banned. So I'm going to test YouTube and see how far I can push it. I'm going to see how far I can push it, my Jedi friends. So if you want to join that bandwagon, that's Adam Shaw TV. I think the channel is called. So I was up to 5 subscribers. I went out yesterday. I recorded a couple of videos. And there was one. I found a load of blackberries and decided to test them live on a little YouTube short. And I've called it Blackberries Live Matters. It's me tasting blackberries. There you go. We're going to push the boat. So Lady Love's back. I know exactly how weird this can get. I found another of my fellow weirdos. Cheers. Okay, as much as I want to stay, my soul is pushing me at the shed to shed the old me. Love and light. Adam, thank you. Well, fair play to you, Lady Love. We're all shedding our old lives, and that's what this is about. Yeah, I didn't. Lady Love says, "Oh my God, Blackberry's life matters." It got 1 view. That video got me 1 view. So my first video saying, "Come on, do a bald bloke a favor." I got me about 90 views and got me a subscriber, and I got 4 new subscribers today. But Blackberry's life matters. It got me 1. The YouTube algorithm didn't like that very much. It didn't like it very much at all. So if you do go on to Adam Shaw TV, you will find a little video that the YouTube doesn't like called Blackberry's Life Matters. It's all good, friendly fun. I just decided I was going to go walking and I was going to go completely left field, and that's where it took me. It was actually good. I found the blackberries before anyone else got to them. So I had this mad natural sugar rush at the end of it, which I posted today, saying it's like the nature's natural disco biscuits. eating loads of raspberries or like blackberries and getting the sugar rush that comes with it. So I talk about energy. That's a different way to get energy. Pick a load of blackberries and get the sugar rush that comes at the end of that. So there you go. Lady Love says, take care of your blackberries' well-being and incorporate them into your next smoothie. That's exactly what we're going to do. So it was nice. You know, how often do you go out walking on a public footpath and you get the pick of the blackberries? Yeah, it was tasty. It was tasty, my Jedi friends. It was natural. And let's face it, the way that prices in the supermarket are going up here, that was a right Brucey bonus is what it was. It was a total bonus to find all of these blackberries there. So I may not quite have found the Lionsgate portal, but I found the Blackberries portal. The Blackberries, that's what I found. Lots of my Jedi friends. And there I was, stuffing my face with blackberries. and deciding to set up a new channel from scratch. So there you go. That's how we roll. That is how we roll, my Jedi friends. So I know that was a slight segue, but the point being, just to prove that anyone can do this. And as I found today, I could do it on my laptop. Even better. Even better. It's easier for me to read the comments. I don't have to squint because I'm only looking at. I thought a live vertical had to be like vertical and had to be on your phone, but apparently not. No, apparently not. I can do it here. I don't know if this is vertical. I don't know how it's presenting. I don't know. In fact, there's quite a lot I don't know. In fact, there's an awful lot I don't know, my Jedi friends. There's a whole heap of stuff that I do not know. One thing that I do know is that since I've been talking about BlackBerry's live metals, like everybody's dropped off the thread. Maybe that's YouTube putting me on the naughty step. Maybe it's my internet playing up. Who knows? Maybe. There's a glitch in the matrix, my Jedi friends. A glitch in the matrix that's causing all of this. So I'm just going to go with it anyway. I am going to go with the flow. So we're all energizing. Back to being serious. Reset. Factory reset, Adam. We're going to be really serious now. We're going to do it seriously. We are going to reset. So for anyone that's late to the party here, you're going to ground yourself. You're going to energize from above. Imagine a ball of light above your head. Imagine white light going through your body as you're listening to this. And if you're doing that right now, you're energizing. So it doesn't really matter what I say. I'm holding the space for you to energize during this thread. Because rather than talk about energy, let's just create it. Let's just manifest it right here, right now. And that's how you do it. Ground yourself and connect with the light source above you. And as long as you're imagining that or following the instructions, you are energizing right now. Now we're going to give ourselves permission for any of our spiritual support team to enter this space and facilitate this journey. Now, you might not even believe in any of that stuff. But here's the thing, my Jedi friends, you don't have to. Just play the game. See it as some weird game that you're playing just for a couple of minutes and test it. Test and see how you feel at the end of it. There you go. That's what we're doing today. We are energizing live on this thread. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. So here's a bit of complete irrelevance to you. So today earlier, I was playing football and I've injured myself. In fact, I've got a niggly injury that I've been playing with for a bit. But it was such a lovely day. It was such a lovely day, and we won. So I was energized from the beginning. I can turn up to an old boys football match. In fact, there were a lot of people seriously younger than me, and yet we prevailed, my Jedi friends. We started the day with a win. All tugs back in the house. I keep imagining connecting the cord from the earth, not into the end of my spine, but somewhere else where it hurts without Vaseline. Well, it enters the same zone as far as your spine is concerned, my Jedi friends, whether it goes in one hole or another. However way you want to play it, however way you want to play it, as long as it works. As long as you're connected, it doesn't matter. So some people like to do it through their feet, feel it go through their feet to the base of their spine. I just say to the base of my spine just because that's where the first chakra starts. So, and if you're sat down, well, you can do it that way. Some people like to ground by just imagining roots coming out of their feet, whatever you're into, folks, whatever you're into. There's no right or wrong way to ground. Some people just like to go and walk barefoot on the lawn, which I fully advocate because you get absolutely grounded doing that as well. You get to feel the energy coming up. So, but obviously it's not always practical to walk barefoot on the lawn, especially if the weather's not nice. But it is nice today. I've actually, speaking of which, actually mowed the lawn today. So here's an energy thing that probably not a lot of you know. So part of my journey, part of my my training journey, part of my experiment journey, I went to a spiritual community in Scotland called Findhorn. And there it's all about nature spirits. They teach you about the nature spirits. And one of the things that we learned in Fintorn is that the nature spirits are ever present. And if you're going to do something like mow the lawn, it's good practice to energetically send a message to all of the animals or the creatures in the garden to let them know. You don't have to say it out loud because energy works by thoughts. Energy follows thought. So you just say, before I went to football today, I'm going to mow the lawn later, in the afternoon. So I gave them about 4 hours notice to clear the grass so they don't get cut up by the lawnmower. They've got their chance to evacuate. And I just thought this was a really good principle. Whether you believe it or not, for me, it makes sense. You give the little creatures a chance to evacuate before you put the blades to them when you mow the lawn. So there you go. There's a little bit of weirdness for you. Tammy is in the house. She's in the house. Fair play, Tammy, my Jedi friend. Thanks for joining the stream. Good one, Altug. LMAO. So there you go. It looks like, the A part of that will be laughed off with Altug's new grounding technique. So each to their own. I mean, however way you want to ground, as long as it works for you, it's a winner. It's a winner. So there's obviously the only limitations when you work with energy are the ones that you put on yourself. Energy follows thought, and in that respect, being as creative as possible is the way forward when you're doing energy work. So it all helps. Every little helps. As they say in Tesco's over here, every little helps. Every little that they take off you helps their bottom line profits, my Jedi friends. So, in that context, so it's all about energy. And as long as we stay in the zone, as long as we stay energized, as long as you're listening and you're energizing from above and below, you are staying in the zone. You're stacking the deck in your favor. And I keep this thread generally light-hearted because energy amplifies. So I've spent the last few days really getting in contact with a couple of my most lunatic mates and having a right laugh. So last night, I spent my friend Damien, who is out in Alice Springs in Australia, and he's a good lad. I've known him for years and years and years. He got up early and went for a walk and phoned me. So I was chatting with Damo last night, and we go back so far and have had so many mad stories from our past. So many mad times me and Damo have shared that I get instantly uplifted when we chat together. And the ironic thing is that back in the day, and I've known Damo for about 30 odd years now, we were both as lunatic as each other, really sort of as really properly lunatic. And these days, both of us are living an almost healthy lifestyle. Like we don't drink very much. We don't take anything illegal anymore, like any of the stuff that we used to do. So that was quite an interesting revelation. We have got Tom Mack in the house. Nanu. Mork is listening. Nanu, of course. It'll be Nanu. Mork is listening. Well, we'll get Mindy in the house. Good to have you here, Tom. Thanks for joining us. And Tammy says, I also imagine that the light is coming from in me. The white light surrounding me and protecting me, and the negative energy is going back to the ones who sent it, known or not. So that's actually a fair point, Tammy. So there's different systems of working with energy. Most of them see you as a channel of channeling energy through you. But you have systems like vortex healing that get you to open up a vortex within you. So you're manifesting energy from within. So it really comes down to your belief system and what works for you, what works more powerfully. Because energy is everywhere. And what we're dealing with here is that energy is in us. And we are a channel. Are we a channel that brings it through us? Or are we the channel that radiates energy? It doesn't really matter because it's all about the vibe that we're in. And so Tom says, it looks like Richard O'Brien of the Crystal Maze. Can we start the fans, please? Well, funnily enough, Tom, I have been called the Crystal Maze guy. And not only that, I went down to Southampton about 15 years ago, and they had a bona fide crystal maze experience in one of their one of these gaming centres. And I went in, and they're all like, "Look, it's Richard O'Brien." So that is not the first time I have been called Richard O'Brien, and I've been to the experience of the Crystal Maze. It was a few years ago. I don't know if they still do it down in Southampton, but yeah, I was there. I was there. I did it live. I've done the Crystal Maze. So yes, it's all good, friendly fun, and that he was quirky. I mean, he was actually a very good. I thought he was a good host of the Crystal Maze. He was suitably weird. And added an element of mystique to the whole thing. And Tammy says, and Adam, I don't want to pollute the lake and earth with others' negativity. That's fair enough, Tammy. That is fair enough. There is a lot of negativity here, isn't there? So, but apparently it can handle it. So here's another way then, Tammy, you know, if you don't like to drop the magnet down to the earth, then send it out to the universe, pollute the universe. The whole point is, as long as I am not carrying it on my person, I don't really mind. And as long as I'm not stitching anyone up that isn't ready to be stitched up or doesn't deserve to be stitched up. The general thing when working as energy is what you put out, you get back. It's like a boomerang. So on that basis, staying negative or wishing harm on others, it doesn't really serve you, regardless how much they deserve it. And let's face it, there's a lot of people out there that do deserve it. They do deserve probably a bit of bad karma. But it is not my job to deliver it to them. Karma will come their way, whether I facilitate it or not. Tom has just said, it's only a laugh. Aztec Zone, it's only a laugh. Yeah. Well, was it you that mentioned Bricktop the other day, Tom? You know, we could talk about karma. What's it? We could do the Bricktop quote. Do you know what nemesis means? I love that quote. A righteous infliction of retribution, facilitated by a suitable agent. In this case, a horrible, and I better not say the rest because I'll get taken down by YouTube. They don't like profanity. And I've been blacklisted all too many times for tweaking the profanity filter, for pushing it to the limits, my Jedi friends. I've pushed it to the limits. I can't help myself. My dad was Irish, so growing up, every other sentence had a swear word in it. Every other sentence, like we're completely immune to profanity in this household. Like, and apparently, the most common word was apparently the most offensive word in the English language. Although personally, I think there's a lot more offensive words have crept into the dialogue, especially all this woke nonsense that we have to navigate these days. I would argue that a few C-bombs are less offensive than some of the shit that's doing the rounds at the moment. I know which I'd rather be called. Which I'd rather be called, my Jedi friends. Especially when the woke army enters the building. Let's see. Tom says, pigs can get through a body in 6 minutes. Feed them to the pigs, Errol. Go and put the kettle on. Well, that seems like a perfect segue for me to have a cup of tea. It has to be done. It has to be done. We'll feed them to the pigs. And Tom says, haha, he knows he is watched Snatch as well. What a great film that is. An absolute legend of a film that is. And actually, Brad Pitt plays a pretty good pikey. He must have studied for a long time to get the accent down as well as he did for that one. He does it well. He plays a good pikey. So I'm sweet enough, Turkish. He's sweet enough. Absolutely. Some great lines. Have you watched Snatch Wars yet, Tom? Did you get on the case with that one? because that is top quality. Putting Bricktop onto Darth Vader, legend. That's a legendary 10-minute cut. That one had me laughing for a long time. It's quite a neat title, Snatch Wars, as well, isn't it? You will find that on YouTube, but you'd have to come off the stream. You could stop this and watch Snatch Wars. Could be more interesting. That could be more of a laugh. Could be more of a laugh if you put that one on. That's a great little mix. It's a great little mix, that one. So, to those of you who are late to the stream, Tom said, bullet tooth Tony. Yes, there's some definite characters on that. So those of you late to the stream, for the last couple of streams I did, I got people that jumped on and said, I want to start a YouTube channel. And I'd forgotten it because this channel's been up for so long now. I didn't do a lot with it until relatively recently, in fairness. Up until last year, I hadn't really taken YouTube seriously at all. And then I decided to post a video every day for a year, which I did. And I took my audience from about 600 to 2,500. So it took quite a long time. It took me posting a video every day to build an audience like that, and being as random as I am. So, and then I started swearing too much and got put on the YouTube naughty step, and went for about 6 weeks when I had no new subscribers. In fact, my subscriber count was going down. People were leaving the channel. They were letting me know I was on the naughty step, and I had to rein myself in. So as a backup, as an experiment, what I've done is I started a new channel yesterday, and I called it Adam Shaw TV. And I just put out a random request. I thought, what is it like, for somebody to start a channel from nothing? What would it be like? And I just said, look, do a bald bloke a favor. And I've got shadow banned on my other channel, so let's start this up. And I started it up, and I recorded a video. And by the time I went to check it, about 40 minutes later, I had a subscriber, my first subscriber. And today I woke up, I got 5 subscribers on Adam Shaw TV. So that just goes to show you, that was just me having a bit of fun yesterday. Recorded a couple of shorts, and you can build an audience from scratch. There's plenty of good people out there, or wantonly experimental people, that will do a new channel a favor if you ask them for help. So this was part of an experiment I did, just for anyone out there, just to follow. What's it like to start a channel from scratch? Now, you can record shorts, you can record videos, but you can't go live until you've got 50 people on there. So I made all these promises that I'm going to go completely left field when I go live on Adam Shaw. And this is a backup. The Adam Shaw TV channel is a backup in case I do get taken down in case I press I go too far left field on the profanity filter, and it blacklists me for whatever reason. So that is the game. That's the game that I'm playing. That's what I've been doing. So I had loads of fun yesterday, just recording a couple of videos, setting up a channel from scratch, just to show that anyone can do it. And just you being weird or being yourself, is the best thing. Don't try and be polished. Don't try and do anything that anyone else tells you. Don't try and present. Just go on there and talk as though you would talk to your mates. That would be my top tip for any YouTube content, for any live streaming. Just have a chat as though you would chat to your mates. Now, I would be having a chat like this with one of my mates if I wasn't doing a live today and sharing all the same stuff. So there you go. There you go, my Jedi friends. That's how it's done. Get the kettle on now. So yeah, today I played football, done the lawn, been shopping. That's not the most exciting day, I realise, but it feels like I've achieved something. It feels like I've achieved something, my Jedi friends. Especially we won the football, and it was quite warm here today. I played football in London, in Mill Hill, and that was pretty warm between 11:30 and 12:30. In fact, it's generally a bunch of old boys. There's a good few people younger generation, but It's the first time that I've played five-a-side for an hour, and they have a half-time water break. These boys are uber sensible. They're very sensible. I'll tell you how sensible I was. I didn't even have a water bottle. I hadn't even prepared and brought any water with me because I'm old school. Probably a little bit stupid as well. There you go. And Tom Mack says, Dad's Army. Yes, another classic show. That really was. My dad had all the box sets for Dad's Army. He used to watch that quite regularly. And that was good. I mean, it's great the way that the English can even poke fun at things like war. Take the most serious thing that could possibly happen, having to arm yourself up because lunatics might be landing on the shore. And Dad's Army was great fun. It was great fun. So Tammy's jumped in the house, and she's put, I learned when I was younger that if you don't like what's on your screen, turn your channel. Absolutely. It's got to be done. That's how it's done, Tammy. Just turn it off, reset. You've got to reset. Now, I'm noticing with the channels, there's like little crowns and number 2, number 2, number 2, number 2, number 3. There you go. You were number 3, Tammy. You're number 3. Tom's number 2. So they've actually listed the Jedis. I wonder who's number 1. All tugs are number 2 as well. Yeah, I'm just scrolling back through the top comments. I don't know why it's I don't know what these numbers are for. Maybe somebody can enlighten me as to what that's all about. But I guess I have to learn as I go. Look, I can even add to my own chat on here. Oh, excellent. I should throw in a few troll comments. I should troll myself, shouldn't I? I'll put in a few trolly comments. I have to think of some good ones. I have to think of what would Turkish say? What would Bricktop? So, yeah, we had a crisis in the house today because we ran out of cat food. I had 2 cats staring at me. Now, for those of you that have got cats, you'll know what that's like. For those of you who don't, you just cannot imagine. It's like the worst. It's like the worst psychological torture ever when your cats just stare at you. And you know that you've got to go and get the food and you don't have it there. And they don't understand that it's not there. You can't communicate. Sorry, cats. Go and buy some. Like, it very rarely comes to that, but it had through one thing or the other taken my foot off the ball. And so, yes, I got stared at. I was just stared at by a couple of cats. And not only that, I've got this thing. The cats are usually fighting. They're usually getting in the other way. The only time they coordinate their efforts and don't beat the shit out of each other is when they've got to get a message to me about getting them fed. And what they'll then do is a coordinated movement where they lie in front of the door to create a barrier for me to get through. Cat psychology, my Jedi friends, that's what they do. These are the things, little mind games they play. But I will say that the cats are great to hold the space, to raise the vibe, to raise the energy for the portal. There you go. And Tammy says, but I love you and your channel. You always are keeping it real, I say. Get your true friends to troll you. Fair play, Tammy. Fair play. Well, don't mind a bit of trolling on this channel. I actually felt sorry the other day. We had this young lad turn up. He was obviously a sensitive soul. And a troll turned up on the channel and started trolling me. Now, what this young lad didn't realize is that I have very thick skin. And I actually embraced the trolling because the thing is that the YouTube algorithm doesn't distinguish between good comments and bad. So if I get a troll on, just putting loads of comments in, then it's good for the channel because YouTube just said, look, there's loads of engagement here. And bless him, he was defending me and not taking it very well when this troll was going for him. So it's nice. It's always nice to see comments. And there's only one thing worse than getting trolled, my Jedi friends, and that's not getting trolled at all. That means that your channel's not out there enough to attract the trolls. Trolls don't even know you exist. That's even worse. That's what I tell people when they're struggling to deal with troll comments. So the only thing worse than being trolled is not being trolled. Because if you're not being trolled, you're not out there enough. You haven't put yourself out there enough to attract the trolls. So being trolled is a rite of passage for any content creator. And I fully recommend just going live and attracting as many trolls as you can, because it's just something that needs to be done. It needs to be done, my Jedi friends. You need to go through that rite of passage as a content creator, because it's a bit like being a honey badger. Now, for any of you that know honey badgers, you'll know, but for any that don't, honey badgers are actually down in the Guinness Book of Records as the most fearless animal in the animal kingdom. Now, it doesn't mean that they're the toughest. You know, they're probably not going to win if they go head to head with a grizzly bear or a polar bear. But the thing is, they never back down. They never run. They stand and hold their ground and fight. And on that basis, they're the most fearless animal ever. They've got the most incredible bluff card, and they've got really thick skin, and they never give up. And they're the only animal that's mad enough to go and stick their head in a honeycomb and get stung multiple times and rip out a lump of honey. Now, the reason that they're so resilient is because for the first 18 months of a honey badger's life, their mum spends that time with them and takes them to just get stung by increasingly poisonous animals. They start with scorpions, and then they move up to snakes, more poisonous snakes as they go along, so they get bitten, so that they build up an immunity to all of this stuff. It was funny, when my dad was alive, I showed him a documentary on honey badgers, and he just kept saying, "I can't believe it, son. I can't believe I've gone through my whole life and I never knew that these things existed." If you want something truly wonderful, look up Stoffel the honey badger. It's one of the funniest stories ever, and it's true. It's on a honey badger that they tried to contain, that wouldn't be contained. It was a breakout artist specialist. And any content creator needs to be a bit like a honey badger. We need to evolve our immunity, especially people that are sensitive to energy. You know, part of the game here, part of working with energy, is prioritizing your own energy and learning whose opinion to listen to and who's not to listen to. So part of dealing with trolls is part that rite of passage, working out who to take seriously and who not to take seriously. So when a troll comes on at this stage in the game, for me, it's an opportunity just to have a laugh. Just to have a laugh, because I'm not taking their comments seriously, and there's not really much they can throw at me that I wouldn't have heard before. Because I've had that honey badger experience of life. I've put myself in enough situations now, been trolled enough to know what is coming and know how to handle it. And more importantly, how to adjust my energy in the moment to optimize things for me. For me, my Jedi friends, that's what energy is all about. That's what it is. And learning to optimize your own energy and adjust with good people and bad people, because there's a lot of energy vampires, narcissists. They'll come into your life to take your energy down, and it's your job to be able to keep your energy high. And part of that is learning to troll, to riff with the trolls, my friend. So Tom Mack says, "Lad, I reckon you're sound." Well, thanks, Tom. I appreciate that. Well, let's face it, judging by our common interests, I'd say that you are as well, my Jedi friend. I'd say we probably have quite a laugh based on the common interests and the stuff that you're into. So, especially if you're coming at me at the beginning of this thread with Mork and Mindy. That was a great role. That was the one that broke Robin Williams onto the scene for you younger folks on the thread. He used to be in a series called Mork and Mindy, and that was what pretty much made him. It was on the TVs when I was a kid. I just used to watch him being weird. And I thought, yes, I like this. I like this weirdness, this wanton weirdness. And, you know, I've watched a few documentaries on Robin Williams. I've watched loads of his films. What a character. What a wonderful human being they sent us with him. And what a great comedian. So let's see. Tom says, just sent Chewbacca the chippy. Chewbacca the chippy. Yeah, well, that'd be good, wouldn't it? If Chewbacca was a chippy, like, he'd get loads of work, wouldn't he? Who wouldn't want to be seen with Chewie working on their carpentry needs? Probably get twice the work done as well. Average human being. Double the strength, no nonsense, and you definitely ain't arguing. That'd be the one thing. If Big Chewie handed you the bill, Tom, and it was too much, you're not arguing with him either. So that could be a double-edged sword, bringing Big Chewie round, because there's you're probably not going to be haggling for a discount if he tells you what the bill is. But fair play to Chewie. And I've got my cup of tea, Tom. You'll know the score, because Brick Noel, he likes a cup of tea. Put the kettle on, Harold. Well, put the kettle on. That's what it's all about. And Tom says, ha ha ha. He knows the score. To any of you out there that haven't watched the film Snatch, you've got to do it. It's a rite of passage. To any of you that have watched the film Snatch, you have to go on YouTube and you have to type in Snatch Wars and watch the video, the mashup, where they've turned Darth Vader into Bricktop. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. See Darth Vader interacting like a gangster. James L. Jones, it is not. I think Bricktop would have made a good Darth Vader. It would have been a really unique angle. I'm not sure it would have quite the same global appeal, but it definitely did it for me. It was just as sinister as James L. Jones. Feed them to the pigs, Harold. Oh, you've got to love it. So there you go, my Jedi friends. So what is today? Let me just summarize. Let me summarize what we've talked about. So right now, we're at the tail end of the Lion's Gate full moon energy portal. And this has been a really important portal to keep your vibe high. It's really important to stay in a good space, to get in a good space and to stay there, so that what you're putting out is going to be amplified and you're going to get some good stuff back. It's a great time to manifest. It's a great time to think about the stuff that you want more of. It's a great time to spend time with people that amplify your energy. It's a great time to have fun. It's a great time to be lighter. It's a great time to laugh at yourself, to have a laugh, to go walking in nature, all of this stuff. It's a great time to go looking for blackberries as well, my Jedi friends, as I found yesterday on my little video. And you can see me doing my blackberry connoisseur if you go to my new channel that I started, which is Adam Shaw TV. Adam Shaw TV. And when I get 50 subscribers, I'm going to go left field. I'm going to go live and left. I'm going to go left field and live on Adam Shaw TV. That's my backup channel in case I ever get banned on YouTube. So there, my friend Amanda says, you've got to do it. You've got to do it, Adam. You've got to go and report on the real news, not just the fake news or the slanted news or the woke news. We're not into any of that. We're just going to do it. We're going to do it different. We're going to do news, but we're going to do it different. So that is the game, my friends. This video is just here to remind you, just to keep your vibe high. And I think that we've sort of hit the point where we've got the message across. And unless there's any final comments from any of you, I'm probably going to end the stream. I almost said end the stream in a couple of minutes. But I want to thank you all for joining me today, especially for Altug, Tom, and Lady Love, who was with us earlier in the studio, for their comments, for keeping me occupied in the comments and testing it out. The first time that I've done it on the actual on my laptop, so I now know how all that works now. So that's all good. I've tested some new tech, and this is a first for me today. So Thank you, my Jedi friends. Thank you for joining me on this stream. It's been great fun as ever. Keep your vibe high and phone a friend that makes you laugh. Phone people, spend time with people that raise your vibe, that make you feel better, and delete anyone out of your life that doesn't make you feel better or drags your vibe lower. Because it's really, 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 really important to stay in a good energy space, especially for the next 24 hours. Because this is a great opportunity to manifest. And we manifest better from a place of feeling good. And just on a final note, all of this stuff about manifestation, if you think about the stuff that you want, but you're not feeling it, it's not going to manifest. It's really important to get your vibe to a place where you're actually feeling it. You feel good. So Tom Max says, just watched a bit of that Star Wars brick top. I'm creased. Get me a shooter. Tom, that is the gift that keeps giving. For someone that knows Snatch, the movie, that is an absolute gem of a 10 minutes. Snatch Wars. Keep the vibe high. Keep laughing, my Jedi friends. Thank you for joining in the stream. And if you're still watching and you want to back up in case they ever take me down, just in case you want access to me going completely left field, go and look up Adam Shaw TV. I've started a new channel yesterday. I'm going to see how quickly I can get to 50 subscribers so that I can do live streaming, and I'm going to just go wild on that one. I'm going to have a bit of fun, and I've done it really just to prove that you can set the channel up from nothing and get it going. So it's a bit of an experiment. It's a bit of a social experiment, that one. So anyway, my Jedi friends, that's me. That is me from sunny Hertfordshire here in the UK, in dystopian Britain, where it's getting madder and madder and madder, keeping my vibe as high as I can as the lunacy descends. And if you want more of this lunacy, then please do subscribe to the channel, especially if you're still watching now. If you're not subscribed, get on there. Get on there, my Jedi friends. We'll get more of this. We get more. And Tom says, I can't take brick top as Darth Vader. 10 minutes of gold, Tom. You've got 10 minutes of gold there. Anyway, my Jedi friends, thank you for joining me. That is me signing out. Over and out, my Jedi friends. Until the next time, may you keep your vibe high, may you feel good, and may you put out there what you want to come back. And not only that, delete all of the tossers out of your life and don't ever answer your phone to them. I'd actually recommend deleting their numbers off your phone. There's a top tip. And Tammy says, I'm going there when you've signed off. Do it, Tammy. You're in for a laugh. I promise you that. And let me know how you get on. Anyway, my Jedi friends, enjoy your day, your evening, your morning, wherever in the world you are. And I will come live again when the energy next takes me in that direction. I'm not sure when, but it will be sometime soon. Now, your stream will stop immediately and you'll no longer be live. That button's just come up, folks. Well, this is it. Goodbye.